Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge pendant called the Rhapsody. This is from Hubbardton's Synchronicity collection. If you're familiar with that collection, it is a collection of lighting that uses Swarovski crystals, which are the finest hand-cut crystals in the world that are made in Switzerland. On this piece, the Rhapsody, this is the 139799. It uses just a couple of crystals, a few of them that are kind of hiding amongst all of the heavy forging in the bottom to give it a very little understated elegance and a twinkle. So why don't we get into size of the fixture to begin with. So when we're talking about the fixture body, that's going to be the lower part, not including the cables or rods or any of that stuff going up to the ceiling. This is just the bottom, the fixture body itself. This is 11.5 inches tall, 7 inches wide, and the length of it's 42. And if you go back and you look at a lot of the Hubbardton Forge pendants, a lot of them are 42 inches long, linear long. And the reason for that is that most dining tables in America, about 80% of those are going to be 72 inches long, 6 feet. After that, you've got 84 inches, 96 after that. Below that, 60 inches. And there's not, if you've got 80% taking up the market share, if you want to call it, of the 72-inch tables, and the other ones are going to be, obviously much shorter than that as far as how many are out there. So that's why most of these are about 42 inches or so long, because it just covers a bigger market. Anyway, so this is perfect for that size table, 72, 84. People will also use this in islands as well because it casts a lot of downlight. Why don't we get into how the overall height. Now we're going to be talking about from the bottom of the fixture, which is the bottom of the decoration, to the ceiling itself. And the cables go into a canopy that's 26 inches long by 4.5. And most junction boxes that you're going to be using are going to be a 4-inch junction box. So the 4.5 is going to cover it fine. If you guys are replacing a hi-hat, a light, hi-hat recessed light up there, and you need to turn that recessed into one of these junction boxes, there's a product out in the market called the can converter. So just Google the can converter, it'll pop up, and you'll see exactly what it does. It saves you all the time and expense of ripping out ceilings and rewiring stuff. It just changes that right into a junction box. So moving on, let's talk about the overall height now. So the shortest this can be from the ceiling down is 30 inches, and the longest it can be is 100 inches, and that's standard product. If you guys needed for this to be longer than 100 inches down, I can do that without a problem. Adds a little time, money, non-returnable, but we do custom things like that all the time. If you have an 8-foot ceiling and you're putting this over a dining table which is 30 inches high, and we know this is the minimum is going to be 30 inches down, that's going to allow the bottom of the fixture to be as high as 36 inches over the table with the ability to go down, so that you're completely covered. That's actually even a little higher than industry average. I would probably have the bottom swirly parts about 33 inches over the table. That light bar that's holding the LEDs is going to be higher than that. So it'll cast light down, and it'll kind of cascade over all of this beautiful heavy forging on the bottom part, and also it'll hit those crystals and give this little bit of a twinkle. So I think you're covered with an 8-foot ceiling without a problem. So let's move on from there, and let's talk about finishes. So if you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, on the left-hand side of your screen, midway down, there's a Finishes Help Guide. So give that a click. And then there's a YouTube video right there of me talking to you about finishes, and especially about the differences between the opaque powder coats, these are the ones you can't see, and the translucent finishes from Hubbardton Forge, the ones that allow you to see the metal and what happens to the metal during forging. There's a chart just below that video screen. It's going to have pictures of these finishes that you can order this in, and there's going to be the letter A or the letter B on those pictures, and that video is going to reference those images. So it's important that you kind of have that chart up and open when you're watching the video, so you can kind of go back and forth, and you'll be able to understand how forging works and how translucent finishes work. Okay, so let's talk about the lighting on this. This is a dedicated LED, 850 lumens. It's about the equivalent of about a 75-watt bulb, give or take. It's 21 watts. It's 3000 K, which is the wider light, which is what you want to be hitting crystals, because it actually is a full spectrum light, and gives you that nice kind of all-color spectrum of those crystals. What else can we talk about on this? 16 pounds. That's about it. Beautiful forging on the bottom. There's a picture of this that we're going to put up that has a woman, I think she's playing the cello, and it makes this thing look huge, but in reality, it's really just the same size as our other pendants that I talked about a minute ago. So that picture to me is just, it's a little out of context, but it does show the fixture body, all that beautiful heavy forging on the bottom well, so you should just check that out. So when you buy your fixtures from us, HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we have 90-day returns with no restocking fees. Some items are non-returnable. We'll always note that, and details are on our website, so check that out. We also have a rush program, so if you guys need these things faster than Hubbardton Forge's normal 3 to 4 weeks, which is their normal production time, we can cut that time in half, generally get you out the door in less than 2 weeks. It's very inexpensive. If you're doing multiples of the same thing, like a bunch of sconces that are the same thing, it's really inexpensive because it's per line item. And this Rhapsody actually there's a Rhapsody sconce you should check out too. So go into Indoor Sconces and check that out too. It has the same little crystal on it and some of the same detail. It would go great with this fixture. And I think there's actually a video on that too. So after that, I think we kind of got everything pretty much done there. Our showroom in Vermont's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6, and we have over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures on display. We have a What's on Display page on our website, and those same red tabs on the left. It's going to show you everything that's on the floor of the showroom, what finishes those things are in, glass, lampshades, and all those things. We also have a clearance center here too, so if you guys want to come and check out the clearance stuff, those are returns, discontinued showroom samples, and they're 75% off MSRP, and you can walk right out the door with them. So I think that covers pretty much everything. If you guys also need a place to stay when you're in Vermont, we have great vacation rentals, so check out stayinvermont.org, and they're right in our town and right around our showroom. So any questions, or if I missed something, just drop us a quick email at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, or you can call every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern at 802-446-2400, and I can answer questions for you. Okay? Thanks for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.